Hi guys, so let us start the next question in the series, which is a word ladder problem, word ladder 2. So let us see what the problem states. So the problem states that we have given two words, begin word and the end word, and we are given a dictionaries word list, and we need to find all the shortest transformation sequences from begin word to end word such that only one letter can be changed at a time. Each transformed word must exist in the word list. Note that begin word is not a transformed word. Each transformed word must exist in the word list. So it is not necessary that the begin word will be present in the dictionary in the word list, but and word should always be present in the dictionary. Okay, written an empty list if there is no such transformation sequence. All words have the same length. Okay, this is an important thing. All words in the dictionary are having the same length, and all the words contain only lowercase alphabetic characters. Okay, this is also important. You may assume no duplicates in the word list. Okay, so we have no duplicates in the word list. You may assume begin word and end word are non-empty and are not the same. So we have this example heat and cog. Let us see an example to heat and cog. So over here we see the word cog is not present in the word list, right? So if the word cog is not present in the word list, therefore no possible transformation because begin word should not be present in the word list. It might be possible, right? Note that begin word is not a transformed word. So its presence or absence in the word list, it's okay, right? But all the other words should be present in the list, and we can only switch from one word to another word if there is a difference of one character at least. So, like from heat, I can go to hot, and yes, from heat, I can only go to hot. So I think what we can do over here is we have this vector of strings in which there are no duplicates. So is it sure that the begin word is not present in the okay, so what I can instead do is what is the length of the vector of strings? Okay, so I will assume that I can make a quadratic pass. I can at least make a quadratic loop over the word list. So first of all, what I will do is let us say we sort the word list. Once we have sorted the word list, right? So once the word list is sorted, let us make some spacing to be more clear. Yes. Once the word list is sorted, let me find out if not of I will binary search on this word list to find out if this word is present in the list or not. Or maybe we can do this in order of n by looking at each and every word. So this n log n approach will be an added complexity. So what we can do is string I in word list. So let us say bool present is currently false. So if this I is equal to the begin word, so we are not sure that this word is present or not. So if we will add it to the vector and if it is present, then it will make it duplicate. So maybe we do not care if there is any duplicate, but it is given that all the words in the word list are unique. So for now, let us begin with this approach. So if the begin word is present, then what we will say is that it is present, and then we will break out, right? And at the end, if it is not present, then what I will do is I will add this word begin word our begin word in the word list dot push underscore back. So we have another string which is now added, right? So now what my logic would be to all the possible paths. So let us create an adjacency list over the strings wherein, for example, now hit is a part of word list. So from hit, what all are the possible choices? So from hit we can go to hot, right? From hot, then now from hot, what are the possible choices? From the hot we can go to dot, we can go to lot, right? So for example, from hot we went to dot. Now from dot, what are the possible choices? From dot we can go to hot, we can go to lot. Now let us say from lot, what are the possible choices? From dot we can also go to dog. From lot, what are the possible choices? From lot we can go to log, and we can also from lot we can also go to hot and dog. In the similar way, when we are at log, what are the possible choices? We can go to dog and we can also go to cog, right? So in this case, cog is not present in the list, so there is no use. So we can from log we can also go to cog and hot go to dog. And this way, when there is a so in when so let us say uh, for int I equal to 0, or let us say the int and denotes the length of the word list, right? And for int I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. So what does this I denote? The I denotes the ith string in the word list. And let us say for int j equal to 0, j less than n, j plus plus. So if path exists, between these two strings, that is word list of I, comma, then let us create an adjacent. So what we can do is vector of, let us not make it too complicated. Adjacency list is represented by adj, right? Yeah. If it exists, then adj of I dot push underscore back string at j. So instead of pushing the string, is it okay if you push the indices to the string? That will work, right? So adj of j dot push underscore back I. Now, once we have created this adjacency list, what is the next step? So from now we need to apply BFS. BFS to reach from, okay, so we need to return. So we also need to check what we need to return, right? So output should be the all the possible vectors which are possible, right? So let us say this vector of string is the answer that we are looking for, right? Now let us say, now what we want is, let us say we created a queue. Actually, if we push to the begin word at the end, we know its index, right? So if we know the index, then we can start the queue from that particular point, right? So let's say we will only maintain the queue of integers which will denote the strings in the vector, right? So let us say we have this queue, and initially we can push the index n minus 1. So okay, but if okay, let us create a vector in int which is currently minus 1, right? So if it is present, begin word is present, then so for that I need to start it with int I equal to 0, I less than word list dot size I plus plus. If word list of I is equal to begin word, then I am equal to I, and you can break. If not, then you will push it, but also you will make this IND is equal to um, word list dot size. Okay. So once we have completed this and if not of p holds, then IND is equal to I minus 1, right? You can do this. So now we have this IND, right? So the index of begin word is IND that we have for sure. Right now, so basically over here we need to write the path exist function. So let us complete that first. So over here path exist take input as two strings A and B. Now what we need to check that the difference between the two strings is of at most one character, right? So let us say we are denoting it, let us say bool variable uh, difference is currently zero because currently there is no characters which have overlapped, right? So let us say for int I equal to 0, I less than a dot size I plus plus. If a of I is not equal to b of I, right? So if this is the case, and if p exists, if d is done, then we can false, because if d is true, that means uh, we have encountered one difference and then we are encountering another difference, right? Else we make d 1 and then we return 1, right? So now I think now it is more clear, right? Yeah. So I think this function is done. So now we can focus more on the part of generating the answer. Yeah. So now we have pushed this into the queue. So now what we need to do is how we will compute the vectors using the BFS. So I think we need to. So I will start the BFS from the begin word. Then I will loop. Then I will get all its branches. Then I will get all its branches. I will push all its adjacents into the queue, right? But we need a separate vector for each because yes, we need a separate vector for each of them. Or what we can instead do is we know that what is the who is the parent, right? So we can start with begin word and we can give some ordering key. Okay, now we have visited all the adjacents of the begin word. So we know that the parent of adjacents is begin word. Now from this adjacents we can go to their next adjacents and we know that their parents is this. And then once we reach the whenever we hit the root node, we know that the root node has so basically whenever we are hitting the root node for the first time, that means it is the path of the optimal length, right? So we will store what the parent was now, right? And we also know the path length now. Once we hit the root node and we know the path length, that means all the possible paths in which the path length. So in this case, how we will make sure that the path length is how we will make sure what are the path lengths. So the BFS, obviously the level of the BFS traversal will give me the path length. So I think over here the point is once we have hit the level of the once we have hit the root for the first time, we just need to check for the nodes which are present in that level. Why? Because any level below this will not give me the answer. So if we have hit the root for the first time, we just need to check for those particular all the nodes in that level because there might be many hits possible, right? So basically, whenever we are hitting a node in a particular level, or maybe we will always store the parent in 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 a vector. Yes. So what we will do is, let us say we want to create a parent array, right? So basically, we have this adjacency matrix, right? Let's say the vector of similar in the way So the parent of IND is IND itself. So actually we do not need to create a vector. Why? Because if we have first visited a node and then somehow we are coming to that node from anywhere else, and this node is uh, let's say for example in this is the optimal path, right? We started with the word hit, right? So now what I'm saying is, let's say in this particular case dog is an intermediate of is a part of the optimal answer. So the dog will have a fixed distance from the hit. Now any other case wherein we are hitting the dog from any other level which is not the optimal level, we will not require those optimal solutions, because from dog to cog there is always a path with optimal length. And if we are visiting dog again from another any other source, but is it possible that from hot we can go to got? Let's say from hot we can also use hot to, let's say, dot, not dot, we can have an fo dop. Okay, so this is the trick, I guess. Let's say from here, from hot to dog, so there should always be a difference of one letter, or there should be at most two. Okay, so from hot, if we want to go to dog, so is there any case in which we have any other path apart from dot? So what are the strings which can generate a path from hot to those that string and from that string to dog, right? So basically that string should have something in common with hot and something in common with dog. So let me try to write it over here. So let us say we are having a hot, from here we go to dot, and from here we go to dog, right? Now what I let us say this is P, this is P, also P. Now, okay, so now what I'm saying, from hot, let I want to find out a way that can lead me to dog and through another string. So what can be the another string? So maybe I can change this character over here. So that means these two characters has to remain same. Now if I change this character, then this character differs over here. So I need to make this G, right? So yes, there are solutions. So this is a valid path, right? This is a valid path. So if dot and hog both are present, then we can go to dog in two optimal ways, right? So the parent in both the cases. Okay, so I got the point. So I got the point. The point is we will store the parent, but once we are not at a particular level, then we won't hit it again, right? So let us say while not of q dot empty, is not empty. So let us say int sz is nothing but q dot size while not of sz. So now what I want to know is, I want to know if we are hitting the node in this level for the first time or not. So for that I need to store some kind of information that all these nodes have been visited in this particular level. Okay. So I need to make sure that there are certain nodes which have been hit in this particular node only. So let us say that we have this parent of the index, right? And now let us say we have a map, right? And while so what we will do is in P2 is q dot. Now we have this index. So what we will do, if parent of TP, so parent is of a vector, yeah. So what we need to do is parent of TP dot empty. If this is true, that means we are visiting this node for the very first time. No, no. Actually, so for int child in adjacency of TP, right? Now what we need to do is the TP is the parent for this particular child. But what I need to know is the fact that is the child visited before. If the child, if this, so in this case the child is not visited before. So what we will do, parent of child dot push underscore back TP. So TP is the parent, right? And then we will also mark this child as visited in this particular. So this child was visited in this particular level, right? So else. So if the parent of this particular child is not empty, that means this child has been visited. So now there are two cases. If this child has been visited, so now there are two cases like we did in the example. Oh, this example has rubbed. So we saw the case wherein it was possible to reach the dog in two different ways, at which were both the ways were optimal, right? So in this case, what we need to check, else if that means if this child were visited in this level, that means the parent, that means we can push this part, else we cannot push this part, right? So that means we do not have to write else condition, that is by default, right? Yeah. So in this way I think we have managed to okay, so let us say that we found out that the node int, so let us say in the particular level we have our end word, we have this end word, right? So if we have the end word, so basically this is the first level. So begin word is not equal to the end word, so we know that the obviously the tree will first travel all the, so the in the first level it won't break. So let us keep a track of the variable in next, which denotes if the, if it is possible. So basically what we will check, if the value at that particular child, so where is the value in the word list. So if the word list of this particular child is equal to this end word, right, then that means is next is equal to true. That means from the current parent we can, so once is next is true, that means we have initialized all the optimal parents, which all the optimal candidates for the parent, and we do not need to any further investigation in the queue, right? So is it possible that return an empty list if there is no such transformation sequence, right? So how we will know? So we will so after coming out, if the parent, so so first of all we need to find out what is the index of this word and word. So over here, instead of break not if instead of not breaking, we can also create an index of and word. Now we can only check over here only if this is -1, then that means the word does not exist. But it might be possible that word exists, but then also there is no optimal path, right? So what we can do is, if this is empty, if there is no parent, that means there is no way we can reach to that particular answer. If there is a way, if there is a way to exit, there is a way in which we can go, then what we need to do, we need to create this answer. So we can take help of now DFS to create our answer. So let us say this is the answer. So I created the answer? Yes, I have already created the answer above, so that we do not need that, right? So now we have the parent. So what we can do is we can start the DFS from the parent, and we can keep pushing back the nodes. And once, what we can do is we can pass this parent. So let us say we are writing the DFS. So this is obviously a void relation, and this is a DFS. So we have the vector of int as the parent, right? And we also want to know the word list and the answer vector. And our vector. So now int ind. So if parent of ind is equal to ind, that means we are done, right? That means we have the solution. So what we can do is, we push back. So we can short this time to WL of ind, and we reverse the entire vector of strings, and now we can push back that to our answer, right? We can push back this V to our answer, and then we can also pop back the word. So this is a kind of backtracking solution, and then we return, right? Now we have this ind, right? And if the parent of ind is not equal to ind, then what we have is, uh, so for int j, which were a part who are in the parent of int. So basically, first of all, we will push back the string at the int, and then from all its for all its parents, we'll pass j, we'll pass parent, we'll pass wl, we will pass answer, and we will pass this v. Now, after doing this, we'll pop back and we can pass it by referencing. And at the very bottom, let us say that we have this v. So what we can do is, now what is the starting ending index? It is eind. And what is the parent is the parent answer and v, and then you return the answer. So let me check if this code is working or not. There might be possibilities of getting errors. Yeah. What is the first error? Okay. Okay, yeah. So parent of int is a vector of integers. So when we are at int itself, okay, if is not equal to -1, what we can do is this parent of int 0, right? So we have, when we are at the first word, then we have -1. Okay, so wl is not defined. Okay, there is nothing that we need to pass in pop. Is next is not declared. Why? Is this just a second? I need to connect my charger. Yes. Yeah, so what is the issue now? Visit. What is this visit? Okay, this is an unordered map from string to bool. Okay, so this child, okay, so the point is this should be int. Why? Because an integer is denoting the string only. Okay, so when we are making this DFS call, what we expect is this END, the parent, WL, answer, and V. So there are five things, and we are passing only the fourth thing. The word list is we are not passing. So word list we need to pass after the parent, and then we are getting no output. Okay, let me just check. So we are doing the level order traversal. And if the parent is empty, that means no one has visited him so far. And this is the parent then. I think this is fairly clear. Let me check if our solution is coming here or not. Because if it is not coming here, that means we are not properly initializing the parent. So our solution is not coming here. So let me check if my solution is coming over here or not. Either are we even generating the queue? Yes, we are generating the queue, but there is some. So what we can instead do is if child is equal to AIND, you push the IND. When the queue is not empty, we're checking the size of the queue. Check if AIND equal to or AIND is equal to J out. This will tell me to whom I can pair with call. So just to make sure that we are not done any mistake in writing the boolean function of path exists. Yeah, so from dog we can go to call. Just a second. This should be I plus 1. Why? Because if A is getting connected to B, then at the same time we are also making B to be connected with A. Now I think there will not be any duplicacy. Yeah. So dog is connected to cog. So dog and cog are connected and cog and log are connected, right? It should come as hit. This should come as hit. Yeah, so this is coming as hit. Okay. Okay, so the problem is we are never pushing anything to the queue. So once we visit the child, if this is the case, then we push it into the queue. Oh shit, man. Never pushed anything into the queue. That's the reason. Right. In both of these cases, we want items to be pushed into the queue so that it can continue forward. Now we are getting any output hit, hot, lot, log, and hit. Okay, I think the problem is in the DFS we started with EIND, right? Just a second. What we started with? We started with the EIND. So this will not hold true. So for EIND we pushed back this index and we looked at all the parents of this index. We started the parent, we pushed back the parent, then we might have pushed back log, then lot, then hot, and then we might have pushed. No, we are actually at hit. So the parent of the this index 0 is equal to -1 for hit. Why I am getting two hits over here? If the child is visited, then I do not want to push it into the queue because it is already been pushed once, so there is no point in pushing the same thing, same amount, pushing them again. Why is cog getting replaced? Right. So basically, let me try to print what I am getting here. -1 and -1, obviously, bro. And okay, so this is a vector, and I think there will be an error, right? So basically, what I want is not this. I want this hit, right? So in both the cases, I'm getting a hit over here. Now you push back the hit, right? But cog dog dot hot hit log not hot. Why is this hit for the second time? And just let me think. Okay, so basically, okay. The point is, I am reversing this to insert into the array, but I am always not reversing it. So if we are reversing it, so it is basically passing by reference, right? So that is the issue. Let me try to submit it and see if there are any possible TLE. So let me check how many cases I have passed. So I have passed 32 cases with this solution, but it is getting TLE. So how can we avoid this TLE? How can we avoid this TLE? So basically, when we are creating this queue and we are tracking the parent, so we are already tracking the indices. So why not we track the entire possible solution instead of tracking just the indice? What I mean to say is, let us say we have this vector of string, and not just a vector. Let's say a vector of string, and let's say the parent of, so initially we are at the index, so we will just push this as the string, right? Now what we are doing, we are tracking the case of, so if this is empty, then what we need to do is, for I in parent. Okay, so parent of TP. So it contains the addition. It contains that all the strings which are ending at TP. So they can now go to for auto I in TP. We can now say parent of child of push underscore back. I dot push underscore back. Okay, so basically over here we need to push the string, right? Yeah. So what I can do is I dot push underscore back word list of. So this is the index, and then you push back I. I think in this similar way, I think this is now not required. In the similar way, we can do this over here as well. And once we are done, we break it, and if it remains empty, then we return. Okay, I think in both the cases, what we can do is we can simply return this. Let us see if this is working. Let us see if this also causes TLE or not. Then we will try it. Okay, so this is also causing TLE, and what is this? Okay, so I think this is the test case, lengthy one. It also passed 32. Let us try to optimize it. I will do it after lunch. Or maybe we will see the optimization in part 2, because if I pause the video it might happen that there might be some error and the entire video will be destroyed. So we will optimize this in the part 2.